Welcome in, everybody, to another Redskins hangover.
Woo!
Our first ever midweek live stream. Collin, Nick here, Redskins hangover. Welcome in. Good to see you, and good to see you, Collin. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm hoping that this stream sounds good. I would love a little feedback from the audience. Thank you, Kira. We're gonna need that good luck because today was full of all sorts of wonderful technical difficulties that just kind of blowing our minds because the last couple streams were not good. But sounds good. All right. That's very exciting.
Hey.
Glad to hear everything's working so far. Nick, how you doing, man? What's going
on? All right. Good. Collin. Sorry, I had to do it at least once on this live stream.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's killing me, all these technical difficulties of lately. So I'm glad it's working.
Yeah, just a little peek behind the curtain, everybody. We were going to do a nice little test today. Nice little, what'd you think it was going to be, Collin? 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yeah, we did a test yesterday. Everything was great. I thought it was going to be, realistically, more of like a half an hour full test. Have a little fun, go over what we're going to talk about. And then what happened, Nick? Like 4 hours later, I still don't know how it's even working right now.
Yeah.
That's the miracle behind it.
Yeah. Thank you, Internet gods. Thank you.
You know what's funny about when you use Streamlabs? If you guys ever do some streaming, you use Streamlabs. When you turn it on, it says something to the effect of praying to the streaming gods that it syncs everything up.
Oh,
so, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Quite true.
Yeah, Collin and I share custody of Nick, Kira said. Thank you for lending him to me. You can have him back after this half hour is done. So thank you for tuning in to Redskin Hangover. We're just getting our live stream channel started. You know our podcast. We're going to turn this into a podcast. And we're going to give you, the audience, a chance to name the episode at the end of it. Based on your suggestion. So, with that out of the way, Nick, hit us with the Redskins news. What's going on in HTTR land these days?
Well, as you know, there's a bunch of sports news happening, updates coming every 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, I can't even keep my finger on the pulse, Collin, of all this breaking news going on.
Yeah, it's unrelenting.
Not much happening, though, huh? I mean, it's been good.
Cody Latimer.
Oh, yeah. So you want to talk about some legal issues. You want to talk about the arrests of the National Football League.
They seem to never be ending. Quentin Dunbar, with his departure from Washington, now he's in trouble. He had a arrest warrant out himself. So Cody Latimer... what happened, Nick? He's
Hold on. I got to time you out because I wanted to bring this up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Quentin Dunbar got arrested, right? Or he turned himself in.
Yeah.
And around this was happening. 6:35 a.m., tweet goes out from Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
And it shows a Quentin Dunbar celebration where he's either broken up a pass or made the interception. And he's got his arms out like he's being patted down. And then they lock him up with his arms behind his back. And I don't know. To me, Collin, it was just a little dirty on the Washington Redskins. What do you think?
This?
You think I'm overreacting?
Who shared this?
Yeah.
The Redskins Instagram?
Yeah, Washington Redskins Twitter.
Wow.
Edgy.
That's how we're going to play. All right, what do you guys think of that? That's dirty to me. Damn, you guys like that kind of that edge from the the front office media there, or do you think that's a bad move? I don't know. That's a little strange to me.
I will say the Twitter game, I don't know if you've noticed it on Instagram. As you all know, I don't follow any of that Instagram stuff very well. But Twitter, the account, they've really upped their game a little bit. They've been
Yeah.
doing some good stuff.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I know Nick and I have had this laugh before, but Redskins.com is an absolute mess. I mean, I don't know who is operating that website. Like, it looks like I'm operating it or you are, Nick. Like, Redskins Hangover is operating that website. It's not good. I haven't been there in a year or so, but it's bizarrely childish. Maybe they've improved too. Maybe they fixed all that.
Well, they've probably had some time to focus on it here the past couple months, haven't they?
Yeah. All right. So
yeah.
Cody Latimer, Nick, under arrest.
Out on $25,000 bail. Here's what you need to know, Colin. Okay, it's complicated. Like everything else in this legal world with the NFL, things are complicated.
Yeah.
Allegedly, there's also a sexual assault investigation that's maybe circulating around his kid, and maybe somebody that might have been involved at the poker tournament where Cody Latimer maybe pulled a gun, maybe fired a couple shots. But I don't know, there's still a lot of details that need to come out. So I just like to say, everybody just pump the brakes, right? Everybody's like, oh, you got to cut him. You got to cut him. No, let's listen. Let's hear him out. I mean, I don't know. Cody Latimer, what are your thoughts, Colin? Do you care what happens to him?
No, I don't care. I could give a shit less. I mean, I hope that he's well. I hope that his child is well. I hope his family's well. I hope nothing bad happened. I hope he's completely innocent and gets a chance to play. Do I care if he's kicked off the team tomorrow? No. I don't, it was a bargain bin deal. How can I really care? He hasn't played it down. Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of people that haven't played it down just yet, Antonio Gandy-Golden, he's already catching things this offseason. Okay. Caught the coronavirus.
That's dirty.
It was dirty. I learned from the best, Redskins. I'm available for hire. But he's doing well, right? He quarantined himself. Can't wait to get out there to catch some passes for the Burgundy and Gold.
Apparently he's healthy, though. That's the report. The Redskins want everyone to know he's very healthy. Very healthy. Maybe more healthy than he's ever been. So he's ready to rock. And that is good news because he is one of those very intriguing draft picks. I'm very excited to see what he can do and catch on the field. So glad he's feeling good. Yeah, that's excellent. Another person feeling good, Dexter Manley.
Oh.
Hey, Dexter Manley, old 72. Everybody's favorite number 72 is a Redskin. That's good. I'm glad he's feeling good. He's very beloved in the Redskin community. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Let's talk about some people that are on the team, huh?
Oh, you want to talk some football? Let's talk some football. Yeah? Let's talk some football because I was thinking about it the other day, Colin, and I'm a little confused on kind of the leadership aspect of things, right? We know Ron Rivera's making some sweeping changes, but I started thinking about, the players that are on this team right now. It doesn't seem like we really have a face of the franchise. Trying to get that whiteboard in there. Did I do okay on that one, Colin?
I like that.
Huh?
Yeah. I didn't even realize what was behind you. Now you've caught me off guard.
Well,
face
there
of
you
the franchise.
But yeah, I mean, so what are your thoughts? When I say face of the franchise for the Washington Redskins, who do you think and why do you think that?
It's one person. It's Chase Young. And he's another person that hasn't played a single down for the Washington Redskins. But you know what? What's cool is that already, based on his college performance and his hype alone, he has somehow made us nationally relevant again. When I go to ESPN.com and I go to NFL.com and I see a headline and Chase Young's photo is incorporated with a few other stars already in the league, my mind is blown. I'm so excited and in heaven to see that we are nationally relevant from a talent perspective and not some terrible blunder or GM scandal or debacle, he's already making us relevant again, and that's what's so exciting.
We'll see. I mean, look, we had some issues last year, 2019. You've probably already forgotten because the times they changed so fast.
Yeah.
Nike, they didn't want to include the Washington Redskins in some material. And Fox, they had that big promotional material in which 31 teams were featured. And one team was left out. And if you have to guess who that team was, then you must be new to Redskins hangover. Welcome in.
Why is that, Nick? Like, I don't understand. Why did Fox News leave us out? I feel like Fox would be like, yeah, Redskins, we don't have a problem with the name. We don't got any kind of issue with that. We're Fox.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it brings up the point of why we have no primetime games right now. I think it's just purely marketing standpoint. It's almost like, I think it actually gets us less fans watching our stuff if we include the Redskins on the banner.
Now, are you including the fact that we have absolutely sucked ass on primetime during Monday Night Football? Is that contributing to the reason? Because the Redskins have no place of arguing because they've absolutely sucked. So they can't even make that argument of, hey, are you discriminating against our name, the Redskins? It's just, we've been terrible. So, I don't know. It's hard to,
Yeah, Chase Young does give us a little bit of relevance, and hopefully, with Ron Rivera changing the culture, hopefully we'll be able to see those changes that Chase Young can really perform and excel at. So.
I'm curious what the fans think who the face of the franchise is now. I mean, is it too soon to call Chase Young the face of the franchise? Also, Mike Cruz said the website redskins.com has not improved. It's awful still. So thank you, Mike, for keeping us up to date there. I'm curious, who do you guys think is the face of the franchise? And Nick, I'm going to turn that question over to you. Do you feel that Chase Young is he automatically knighted into the face of the franchise? Are we that desperate for talent, or is Chase Young that great?
I think if you had asked me this a number of years ago before the RG3 stuff, I think I would have anointed Chase Young as it. I think even though I think the majority of Redskin fans have overcome kind of this RG3 hangover. It still looms, right? It's still a scar that we kind of carry with us.
Yeah.
I'm real high on Chase Young. I was very excited when they drafted him. I'm not ready to anoint anybody that hasn't yet performed on the field. Darius Geis, we're going to be writing an article about that a little bit later on, right? Really supposed to ignite the fan base, get the passion going, get the team going. And he's great. He's great for, 2.5 preseason games. And it's just frustrating. I'm sure it's frustrating for Darius Geis, right? That's not a knock on him. It's just a fact. He hasn't seen the field. And so I'm tired of just kind of getting my hopes up. Right now, I think the right way to go for the face of the franchise, and I know it's a little boring, maybe a little generic, but I'm okay with Riverboat Ron being the face of the franchise for this year. Let's let these young bucks, let's let them compete. Let's let them shine, especially a lot of these guys coming in on their second year. And let's see what cream rises to the top. And then you'll have your face of the franchise.
Yeah, I think that's well said because, look, we don't know how Ron is going to do in Washington. But I think anyone out there, and you can disagree, let us know. But having Ron show leadership and direction for an organization that was an absolute bungle of a mess, I mean, just out of sorts. He really, I think that's a great bit there because he is kind of the face of the franchise. He's the leader. He's absolutely the unquestioned leader. And look, we know Dan Snyder is always looming in the background trying to make moves here and there, and he'll never relinquish his full power. But it sure seems he has given Ron Rivera the face of power, at least. And I think that's a really good move for the organization, just to have some sort of direction. So I'm okay if Ron wants to be the guy. If he can run that tight ship, let him do it. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Nick,
Um,
you know who I don't think is the face of the franchise? Dwayne Haskins.
Yikes.
Now,
Uh-oh. I can already see it, you know? This little
am I
down thumb emojis.
hopeful? Would I like him to be the face of the franchise? Sure, absolutely. If he can ball out, if he can show what he showed Ohio State by beating out Joe Burrow, and if he can show the world that he's better than Joe Burrow and he is a beast and he can be a top tier professional QB, by all means, I will jump on the Dwayne Haskins bandwagon. I'm trying to get the juices going. I got him rolling in our transition segment. There he is. All right. So look, I'm all for Chase. I am absolutely all for Chase Young or Dwayne Haskins. Being
You're
our
all for
offensive
Chase
guy.
Young, too. It's okay. You're all
Yeah,
for Chase
see,
Young,
it's
too.
already a
Yeah.
slip of the tongue. Chase, he's gonna be great. No one can deny his prowess. But look, I'm all for Dwayne Haskins being a beast, but right now I think the jury's still out. You know, I'm tiptoeing about him, and I would bet a lot of other Redskin fans are slightly cautious and they remember what happened with RG3. Nobody's that head over heels for him yet. How are you guys feeling about Dwayne Haskins? Are you guys sold on making him the face of the franchise? Do you want him to be the offensive leader? Or do you want to just force him into that role? I don't know. How do you guys feel about him? Nick, I'm very curious what your current thoughts are on Dwayne.
Well, I mean, if you asked longtime Redskin Hangover listener Dan Snyder, he'd be ready to thrust him into the starting position now, you know, for the next 4 years. Let's lock that in.
Yeah.
Let's prove that first round pick, that first round march into that football office.
Snyder, he doesn't like to be wrong, and he wants his picks, his players, to be the ones working out.
Yeah. So, look, I don't know. I don't know if Haskins is the right answer, and I think anybody that definitively says he is, those are the people you can't believe, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay if you think he's going to be great. I'm okay if you're really hopeful and you hope that he's going to be the next Hall of Famer that comes out of the Redskins. Awesome. I hope he does too, and so does Collin. You know, the point is we just don't know, and that's what's so great about this year. And I know that this whole tone of this midweek podcast is coming out a little bit like cautious tiptoeing optimism here. But that's what it is, right? We have a whole diagnostic year this year, hopefully, fingers crossed,
Yeah.
to hopefully see what's going to happen. And I think, Dwayne Haskins is going to get pushed by Kyle Allen. We mentioned before, we're big fans of that pick. And I think he's either going to, fold, which I don't think is going to happen, or hopefully he figures it out and things start to click for him in his second year.
You don't think he's going to fold or it's going to click for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
The confidence is just brimming. Yeah. He either will fold or he'll improve. And he doesn't seem like the type of kid that's going to just lay down and fold. He's absolutely going to. I mean, he's a tough guy. I think he's ready. He doesn't mind getting hit. He shows you that last year. He's tough, and you need that in your starting quarterback, especially with our offensive line. Nick, real quick on the Kyle Allen, I saw an interesting little stat figure that said adjusted interceptions if they had all been caught. I think Kyle Allen had 14. When adjusted, they would have been 26. Which was remarkably high, higher than most. But
so are you saying you want Jameis Winston? Is that what you're saying?
his adjusted would have been 30 to 40. So
it would have at least been 30. There's no adjustment needed there.
No, he can't be beat out in that sense. But maybe his eye correction will help him lower his interception rate in half.
I'm a LASIK survivor.
Hey, you're doing well. You can see me clearly.
Yeah.
No, I'm a fan of Kyle Allen getting into that number 2 position because he's worked with Ron. He knows the system. I mean, it's obviously going to be a bit of a different system for him, but he knows how to work with Ron. Okay, so that already is just huge. I'm very happy to see him at number 2. There's some cohesiveness with Ron Rivera. That's a nice feel. I'm into that.
We've mentioned a couple things here that I was just jumping to segue, like lurking in the shadows and a resilient, tough guy overcoming adversity. Collin, I know that you've been really just talking a lot about the ESPN documentary Project 11, featuring Alex Smith's journey. I have not seen it. I've heard great things, and it sounds like you were pretty impressed with our third string quarterback now.
Project 11. Did you guys like that documentary? It's a pretty sweet little 45-minute ride. I thought it was very well done. So yeah, speaking of tough, man, there are numerous segues you could have made. Alex Smith, I'm just very impressed with his toughness, his composure, for his attitude towards life. He said he got everything back that he wanted. He was able to run around and play with his kids now. He's able to do that. And now he continues to work out. I know you've seen the pictures of his leg. Absolutely devastating. I mean, just black. I mean, Nick, what was your gut reaction when you saw those photos of his leg?
Oh, it looked like, I mean, honestly, it looked like somebody had left a half gnawed on chicken leg in the fryer too long, It just it didn't look like
Yeah.
skin. It was ash.
Yeah.
I mean, necrotic, is that what they kept saying?
It really did look like sort of a chicken drumstick that had been just charred out on the grill.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, he was almost going to lose it. They gave him a choice. Do you want to amputate this or not? It was so severely infected. And he chose to try to save his leg by grabbing some other tissue from other muscles from his body. And it worked. And he can walk again. And now he's considering trying to return to the Washington Redskins. I mean, he's not even considering it. He's literally trying to gear his body up to be able to get back on the football field. I don't know. How do you feel about all that, Nick? I mean, we're paying him regardless, but
How do I feel about it? Well, first off, if you follow any of his wife's videos, they're hella inspiring. I mean, I didn't watch the documentary, but I'm sure it had
is
much
it
of that
because
same
she's
feeling.
such a beautiful woman, or
No, I thought she was like she's been the one that's kind of really been following. Well, I guess ESPN has.
Yeah.
But I know she posted that kind of training video with him doing some squats and throwing some footballs on the football field.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
was unbelievably supportive and seemed very genuine, and it was nice to see how much support that he had. But Nick, do you feel like, I guess this is a better way to ask you,
Uh-oh.
if he is as healthy as he's gonna be, if the doctors say, look, you're welcome to play again, and he says, yeah, I'm ready, and he can run, and he feels comfortable throwing, and he feels like as good as he's going to be, let's say he'll never be 100%. Let's say he's like, I'm 90%. I'm not going to get any better than this, and I'm ready, coach. If you're the coach, if you're Rivera, where does Alex Smith fall on the depth chart?
That's a good question. It's a good question. I mean, I really don't know. I would hope that with as smart of a guy as he is, as Alex Smith is, I would hope that he would be really honest with himself and not come back unless he was fully 100%. If he was 90%, I think there's no way in hell. I think it's irresponsible on Alex Smith's part, on this coaching staff's part. We need to start making better decisions as a whole. The NFL needs to really actually take players' safety seriously instead of just saying that and posting some commercials every half.
Yeah, there was a guy that used to play quarterback for the Redskins. During a playoff game, he was already injured, and then he got injured again, and for the love of the game, he wanted to stay in. Do you remember who that was? I'm having a hard time remembering who that quarterback
Donovan
was.
McNabb? No.
No.
Jason
Maybe it was.
Campbell?
No, maybe
No.
Heath Schuler. No. Jeff
Beck. John
George.
Beck. John Beck.
I don't know. It just really escapes me. Knee. RG3. Yeah, there it is. Hey, yeah, we've allowed some injured players to go back on the field before, and it's been disastrous. So, look, I'm with you. I want Alex to be 100% and feeling good, feeling healthy, and I want him to do what's right for his life and the longevity of it. He's got nothing to prove, and this documentary has shown what a tough customer he is, and he's got nothing to prove. I don't need him in a Redskin uniform to feel good about anything, you know. I'm not gonna sit and be that guy and be like, well, that really didn't work out, you know, we didn't get our money's worth. No, I just want him to be healthy. Now, if he is 100%, are you moving him to the top of the depth chart?
Hell yes, I am. Yes, that's absolutely. I'm ready to go on this midweek right now and say it. If he's 100% and he feels confident in himself to go out there,
Yeah.
and he's running circles around Dwayne Haskins and Kyle Allen, then you know what? Then we've discovered a lot of things. Number one, maybe we need to give Alex Smith another chance. Let him ride out that contract extension he signed. And number two, we've decided we got an answer on Dwayne Haskins. And that's how you approach this 2020 season, is that you're hopefully going to get answers to some of these players this year, right? We'll figure out if they're going to be a good fit for this culture.
Yeah.
I'm all for Alex Smith going out there, showing out, competing. What a great story. I mean, I would go buy his jersey. If he comes back from this, whew, I'll waste $80.
I'm not going that far, but
You never do. You never go with me to the jersey. You'll never buy the jersey with me.
Nah, I got enough stuff to buy. With that being said, you know, that's all up in the air. Nick, what are you most excited about for this season, if we have a season?
Look, I think I've alluded to it a little bit here in this podcast. If you're going to be excited about this coming year, you're going to be excited, cautiously optimistic about the potential that could happen with this team. I think of it in two ways. On the offensive side of the ball, I'm really excited to see what these wide receivers are going to do. You've got some young, hungry wide receivers that are going to be out there busting their ass, trying to compete and prove themselves to a kind of an old school, hard-nosed football coach, all right? Ron Rivera is going to motivate and inspire a lot of these guys to give their best. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Terry McLaurin, he thrives on the work, right? I mean, let's look at this Kirk Herbstreit. This came out before the draft. Kirk Herbstreit quote about Terry McLaurin. It's going to be a steal for someone. Beyond the measurables, he does all the dirty work as a wide receiver, mentally as tough as any player in this draft, and a better wide receiver than most realize. I think he proved that last year, and I'm excited to see what he expands upon. Steven Sims, right? Undrafted free agent coming out of Kansas. Nobody thought he was going to do anything. He contributed in a huge way. So I'm excited to see how he kind of develops now that he has a little more of a niche carved out in this offense. Lastly, Collin, on the other side of the ball, I'm just excited to see what that defense looks like under a real defensive coordinator. And yes, I am throwing a lot of shade at Greg Minuski. What a terrible coordinator. All right, Montez Sweat, if you read my article out there, okay, Redskins are now in the top 32 organizations in football. Montez Sweat needs to put his foot and his hand in the dirt and go after the quarterback. I'm excited to see what that defense is capable of under Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio. I think we're going to be top 3 in sacks, and I think we're going to need it to be competitive in these games this year.
Nice. Well said. I mean, there's a lot of things to be excited about. There is more potential this year. We got some players with with a star over their heads. With Terry McLaurin and Chase Young, there's a lot of star potential, and especially on that D-line, what they can create. That's a game changer. So I think that's what, most people are probably excited about, right? Is just seeing that D-line wreak havoc and destroy some rival quarterbacks. I can ride those vibes. Even if we don't have a winning season, if our D-line is just absolutely nasty, making us competitive, that's something to build on. That's very exciting. Yeah. Nick, you got anything else to say? I want to see in the comments section some episode titles for this episode. If you got any good suggestions, type them out now, because we're going to put it when we print this to our podcast. I'm very curious to see what you guys come up with.
Nick's mustache. I'm hoping that maybe gets a vote or two. Okay.
Ooh,
put one in the vote for Nick's mustache.
It's stealing the show, man. It's really stealing the show there. It's growing out nice. It seems fuller than you had at your wedding. Yes?
Yeah. I was kind of going for this World War I English soldier look during the wedding. Now it's kind of this guy's been stuck in his house for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
He still shaves a little bit. He's
now
letting
my
that
question,
upper lip shag out.
My question is to Kira, why did Nick go for the World War I look? What does that symbolize? I'm just kidding. All right, Kira's chiming in here. Episode title: Let's avoid hard topics. That's pretty good. That's absolutely the front runner. So get your episode titles in now. I'll give this one more minute, but I'm pretty into that one. Nick, how do you feel about that title?
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be tough because I live with her, and now she's gonna tell me that she's funnier than I am. So that's okay, Collin. That's just a side effect of doing this live stream and doing this podcast with you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
I'll have to compliment her.
Yeah. All right. Going once, going twice. Sold. The episode title. Oh, wait. We have another contender from Lance Nation.
Uh-oh.
The year or sacks or just the year of stash? The year or sacks or just the year of stash? Okay.
Year of stash?
Lance, that's pretty catchy and clever. I like the rhyming, but you were a little late, and I'm just going to have to vote for Kira's. That's the way I'm doing it. Nick, I'll allow you to reject this.
I abstain. I abstain from this vote.
He abstains. Lance, thank you kindly. Please get your picks in a little sooner. All right. Kira, your episode title is the winner for this year, or for this midweek podcast. Let's avoid hard topics. Beautiful. We are avoiding them, aren't we? Okay. Nick, anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
I think that's gonna do it. You can follow us along on Twitter, Instagram. Okay, we're on there on Facebook as well. You can join our little Facebook group there, Redskins Hangover. As always, comment, like if you got something, and we're on YouTube with this live stream.
Yeah.
And Collin, I have to say just to you before we get out of here, the audio worked, huh? We think.
Apparently, we think. Yeah, we'll see when we review this. Nobody's commented that it hasn't, so that's a miracle considering
everybody's just watching it on mute. Oh boy.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you very much. Thanks for giving us a subscribe as we start our new YouTube channel. This episode is also going to be available on iTunes and SoundCloud via Redskin Hangover. So. All right, Nick, anything else? Adios, amigo. Appreciate you, buddy. I'll catch you real soon.